The beef between the African American community and the African community in the United States typically doesn't go further than words. Sometimes you see people, commenting in YouTube sections, or people getting on TikTok, or even sometimes on Twitter debating the issue of the day. But no violence really happens until really the other day. There's a situation in the Washington area that I want to play, and I want to come back.
Here's some new and shocking details in yesterday's triple shooting involving just one suspect. According to court documents, race may have been a factor in those shootings.
Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman is in the newsroom now with the very latest. Ali.
Hannah Bryan, this is a shooting that originally seemed random, but it doesn't seem so random anymore. Court documents providing more insight into what may have motivated the shooter to open fire. And according to investigators, this attack has a racial component. Now, those documents just released tonight say that throughout the interview with detectives, Mamadou Diallo stated numerous times that he does not like black people and he does not like spending time with black people. Why? Well, according to those court docs, Diallo told police, quote, "They're always killing each other. Each one of the victims he shot at or had an altercation with are black," according to police. Now, police say Diallo's shooting spree started Thursday afternoon when he walked into the Safeway on 3rd Street in Renton. He made a purchase and shoved a 76-year-old black man to the ground as he walked out. Within 4 minutes, police got another 911 call for a shooting at 64 Rainier Avenue South. These are images from the aftermath. Diallo allegedly shot at a man inside his SUV 7 times and shattered the driver's window. The victim, a black man, was shot in the leg and stomach. He was taken to Harborview and is still in critical condition. Now, 20 minutes later, shots are fired at the Kia dealership on Southwest Grady Way. Police say Diallo shot an employee in the thigh, hip, and wrist. That employee ran to the service bay for help. Witnesses told police they saw an older gold Dodge Journey drive away from the scene. Now, at 2:09 p.m., deputies with the King County Sheriff's Office received several calls saying a man had been shot at point-blank range in SeaTac. The victim lying on the ground with several gunshots to his chest. He remains in critical condition, but deputies say 5 casings were found on the ground. Witnesses there also reported the shooter got away in a gold Dodge. Worried he would strike again, officers and troopers tracked him down. Their air support unit spotted him just headed southbound on Air 5.
We happened to have a SeaTac sergeant that was in the right place at the right time that happened to see the vehicle within just a few minutes after the shooting.
Now, Diallo is facing 3 counts of assault. A judge did set bail at $3 million, and he's expected to be in court next week. Court documents also list Diallo's personal information under race. He is listed as black. Back to you.
So there you have it. A young man by the name of Mamadou Diallo, which is a very common name in West Africa, Senegal area, Gambia area. You seen what happened. Allegedly, this person doesn't like black people. But the question is, does he not like African Americans? Now, that's what I was initially sent. That here we have a West African or an African brother targeting black Americans and shooting them. Now, I do possibly believe that the 76-year-old person is a black American. I'm probably positive of that. But the other people, if he just, drove up to a car dealership and just shot the person because the person was black, then that could be the issue. It could be that he doesn't like black people at all, and it's not just an African American thing. But my overall understanding of this particular case is this person is just probably crazy and needs mental health and needs to be locked away. Now, I know some people are looking at this. This is an attack on FBA or African American community or anything like that. I mean, we had a situation where some African American teenagers killed an African cab driver about a year or 2 ago, and I don't think that is really the issue here. I think what the issue is you have a person that is that's crazy, a person that is insane. But again, you have your people who are going to look at this as being a reason for, they're targeting us. Let me tell you who's targeting the black community. the white supremacists, obviously, but black people themselves. Okay, and I mean that with all due respect. This whole little war that's supposed to go down are between, you know, Caribbeans or black Americans or Africans. I think it doesn't make a lot of sense. But the reality is that in every respective community, when I see Africans having problems in America or even in Africa, it's never really African Americans they're complaining about. It's people from their own tribe or own community or somebody in another adjacent tribe that they don't like. Or you see, same thing with the Nigerian community, Ghanaian community, or whatever. The people that are really hurting or helping the black communities are themselves. And a lot of things that people need to do is to, instead of really focusing on, I don't like this group or I don't like that group, usually you could even say, okay, well, what about your own group? You'll see that the people that are doing the most damage in those groups are people in their own groups. If we want to talk about African American community, who is more likely to be robbing me? Is it gonna be, well, a white person, an African person, or an African American person? I'll tell you, it's gonna be somebody in the African American community that's gonna have the most issues with me. And we can't get around that, although we may want to, but we can't. That's the reality of it. The person that's gonna actually have the most problems with you are gonna be in your own community. All right? It's the same thing everywhere in the world. Blacks are the reason why blacks aren't developing. It's no other black's fault typically. It's the blacks there. Now, is this one individual sick? Yeah, he is. But is it a reason for people to start some kind of war against each other, or they're targeting us? No, it's not. It's foolish. This is a person that's just one and done, whatever. We as a community, if we can, we should be trying to, for those that we can work with. And I'm not trying to say you need to be a Pan-African. I'm not saying you need to work with the Nigerian community or the Kenyan community or Ugandan community. I'm saying this: whatever black people that you can agree with, that you can see a way forward with, you need to find a way to work with your people to achieve something. Again, I was looking at NTV Kenya, and I was looking at these people that participate in these SACCOs, which are pretty much group investment groups, right? And these groups typically develop certain industries to take their money and they buy houses, take their money and they loan at a lower rate than the banks. And you're talking about these people who come together for a particular goal, which is wealth building or community development and things like that. You know, and they don't have to like everybody that's there, but they're liking the mission. And sometimes when we're not focused on the mission of what we're trying to be doing with our community, because it's obvious, the whites are not going to develop you. The Hispanics are developing their people. All right. It is your job to develop your people. And if you don't want to work with other people, or you feel like you don't like other groups, fine. Work with your people. Try to achieve something for your people. That's how you're going to build the most wealth. You're going to build your most wealth with your own particular, typically your groups. All right. And I know people are like, okay, look, the divide is here, divide is there. All you're going to do is start talking that nonsense, and you're going to end up getting locked up by the white people. Because if you go and do something to African American or to Nigerian, who's going to lock you up? A white person. Then you're going to be looking dumb. Like, okay, I went out here and I got into it with somebody in another black group over something that was dumb, and then the white officers came and locked me up and prosecuted me for that, which is completely dumb. But this is what people pay attention to some days, which makes no sense. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.